Bernie Sanders marched with over 1,500 Iowans against corporate greed. Now, before I get to a few clips and a piece of news that came out of this event, I just want to show you this recent poll from Emerson Polling, showing you that Bernie Sanders right now is the only candidate to defeat Trump in a head-to-head matchup. So Sanders defeats Trump here, while Biden and Warren both lose to him. But of course, for Bernie to actually go up against Trump in Iowa, he has to win the primary first. But luckily, there is a ton of excitement for him, and it was on display here during this event against corporate greed. So first, as Bernie's field director in Iowa tweeted out, "Wow, here's what Bernie Sanders' Iowa team did tonight. Turned out supporters from all 99 counties, organized 1,500 people to march to end corporate greed, signed up 1,000 plus caucus volunteers for caucus night." And here are some of the photos here from Breathe New Winds. You can see massive crowd here for Bernie as he's giving a speech. Then the march, I'll have a video of this in a minute. And this last photo here, I believe, is the event after the march where they all gathered. So let me show you now a few clips. So both from the rally, Bernie giving a speech, I'll show a part of the speech, and also the march that happened afterwards.
Nelson Mandela reminded us that everything is impossible until it happens. Everything is impossible. It can't happen. You can't have a vision for a different America. You can't take on the corporate elite. You can't have health care for all. It's all impossible until it happens. And together, brothers and sisters, we are going to make it happen. Thank you all very much.
So there you go. Now, if it was Joe Biden or Amy Klobuchar or Elizabeth Warren or Pete Buttigieg, the mainstream press would have been all over this. There would be headlines. It would be there'd be news segments about this event. How whatever candidate got all these people to rally against corporate greed. They were marching in the streets. But it's Bernie Sanders, so they don't cover it. And it's because Bernie actually challenges their wealth and their power. The other candidates may try to bring up these issues and speak on them, but most people know Bernie's the only guy with the record where you can actually trust him to deliver on his message. He's been saying the same thing for 40 years. So when he says this, when he fights for this, they know he's telling the truth. So events like this, where Bernie brings out these massive crowds, I mean, Iowa having this many people march in the streets against corporate greed is a huge story, but it's not going to get the coverage that it deserves. Now, on top of that, the campaign says that they signed up more people to caucus for Bernie in Iowa yesterday at this event on the 1st than the entire month of October. So there is a ton of excitement for this campaign, and Bernie is well situated right now in Iowa to win the state in the primary. Now, also, there was a piece of news, as I said earlier, that came out of this event. So this from Newsweek. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to rally for Bernie Sanders in Iowa, hold climate summit. So there's going to be a number of events that are planned right now in Iowa. So you'll see here 6 p.m. Friday, November 8th, Council Bluffs rally with Sanders and Ocasio-Cortez at Iowa Western Community College. Then noon Saturday on the 9th, Des Moines Climate Crisis Summit with Sanders and Ocasio-Cortez, Drake University, Bell Center. And then 6:30 p.m. Saturday on the 9th, Coralville rally with Sanders and Ocasio-Cortez, Coralville Marriott Hotel and Conference Center. So if you're in Iowa, make sure you go to these events. They're going to be huge. And if you're not in Iowa, or if you're in Iowa as well, go to voteforbernie.org. Now, this is a site that you should also send to your friends and family. This tells you exactly where to register, how to register, what date you have to register by, depending on whatever state you're in. So you go to the site, voteforbernie.org. You click on your state, and then it tells you exactly the dates you need to be aware of, how to register, all that stuff. So make sure you go there and make sure you are registered to vote in the primary. The primary is the most, I say it's more important than the general election, because I actually think if Bernie wins the primary, I mean, it's he will destroy Trump in a general election matchup. But the primary is what matters here, because in primaries, you don't get out a lot of non-voters. So Bernie Sanders, he speaks to a lot of independent voters, a lot of non-voters, those people that would come out in a general election to vote for him. But in primaries, it requires a little more effort, because in some cases, you have to actually be registered. You have to be, aware of these dates that a lot of people aren't aware of, because it's not a national thing. So it depends on your state and all that stuff. So this is what is important. Go to voteforbernie.org, go to that site, make sure you're registered and you're ready to be engaged in this process, and ensure that you don't just have any Democrat go up against Trump, but one that will actually fight for you.